I'll be honest. When I thought about making the week overview of this case right here, this of course is the Otterbox's brand new Surface Duo 2 case. I really thought I would go into it and absolutely bash it. So if you guys did not see my review, after 1 day of owning this, I hated it. The 3 days of owning it, I hated it. After 1 week of owning it, I actually love it. Yeah, I know this is weird to say, but you know what? This is why we make honest reviews, isn't it? Because things change and our opinions change too. And that's why I want to make sure I kind of update this and tell you guys I'm actually starting to really like this case. Now, let me go ahead and start off right away by saying when I first got this has never been an issue. The bulkiness. I love bulky phones. I really do. And the reason why I love bulky phones so much is because of the fact I feel like I'm actually not going to break it. I feel like the chance of me breaking is so small when it's a more bulkier phone, a more like sturdy type phone. And this makes this phone feel so much more sturdy. This is something that I've loved about it since day one. With all the negative things I've said about this case, since day one, the sturdiness of this case feels good. Now, the plastic makes it feel cheap. And I will still say, to this day, I'm not much of a fan of the plastic around. I wish it was a little bit more tighter around the glass instead of being a little bit loose. But as I've used this case more and more, things like the plastic have started to kind of shape into the phone. And what I mean by that, when I first bought it, right, and I would open it like this, it would have this plastic sound, like plastic was ripping as I was opening. That doesn't happen anymore. As time has gone on, that has really stopped happening, and the plastic now is pretty much like a heel, what's called, is like pressed against glass now, right? If that makes sense. So I don't really feel like I'm having issues with that at all. Now, yes, can I still pull the plastic back? Absolutely. But as time has gone on, the idea of that coming back from me just opening up like in phone mode like this, not really at all. Even when I go like this, I used to go like this and the plastic would instantly pull off. Now, because it's been on the phone so long, and I guess the heat of the phone, it's almost like melted into the phone. Not in a negative way, not like it's destroyed the device, but it's actually now pressed against the glass, and I don't have to worry about that. And that's something I really do love. Now, I did also say the fingerprint reader did not work for me when I used it with this case, and it does, I'll say it like this. It does work, but you have to kind of do it correctly. Unlike, when you have this case off and you just put your fingerprint down and it unlocks automatically, you have to kind of, inch your finger in there with sideways. And at first, when I was first doing these first 3 days, I couldn't get to work. And I was so upset because I was like, listen, how are you going to make a case like this and you can't get the fingerprint reader to work? That was on me. That was on self-error right there. Like I said before, it still isn't 100%, but it's a lot better than I thought it was when I first got it, when I first picked it up. Now, I will still say, too, right now, this whole entire plastic display inside, where you might think is going to be like feel weird or feel wrong, and it kind of reminds you a little bit of the Galaxy Z Fold 3 because of the fact that it has that plastic display. I have no issue with it. I really have no issue with it. And I have seen people on YouTube actually just cut out this plastic display and get rid of the plastic display completely and just have the phone as the phone, which I don't know how that even works because the plastic keeps the phone connected to the case. So again, like I said, I don't know how any of that works, but overall wise, it doesn't feel really weird when it comes to the plastic. Now, another thing I know a lot of people might have issues with is because I do use this phone. This is not my daily driver at the moment. Right now, my daily driver for 30 days is the Surface Duo 1. So because of that, I don't have, it as my daily driver. But when it comes to this actual plastic display, it doesn't reflect too bad in sunlight. And that's something I was really kind of scared of, is the idea of being in direct sunlight with this plastic display. Now, it does reflect a little bit. And yes, if you guys can see, I don't know if you guys see this, but the fingerprints are absolutely insane. Look at that. Yeah, you guys can see that perfectly fine. The fingerprints are insane on this phone. And overall wise, it happens. It's just how it works when you have a plastic display. And for protecting the phone, it does a pretty dang good job. So I dropped this phone now twice with this case on. I wish I was recording because you guys would absolutely love that most likely. But I did drop it, and both times I dropped it was actually on this corner right here. I got very lucky. Now, I've said it before in the video that I'm kind of scared if you do drop it on this that you will break it, but I didn't realize, if you guys look at this, right, this is actually raised, this black piece here, above this little hinge area, which is actually really good. And the reason why is because if you actually put it flush right on a table, this will actually be raised up a tad bit more than if it was all flush together. And I do like that because it does, of course, give it some kind of protection on the hinge. I wish that went a little bit higher, maybe a tad bit higher, and maybe that would protect it a little bit more, and that would be nice. But other than that, I mean, like I said before, I'm actually starting to love this case. And, you know, my favorite case I've ever had was the pen cover case for the Surface Duo 1 and 2. But this one is actually starting to really shape into something beautiful. And I really hope that, you know, Otterbox does go ahead and make another version of this case. And they make one for the Surface Duo 1. Because I think if they can get it right with the Duo 1, they can really make this case, you know, like probably a best-selling case at this point. Because there's not many cases available for the Duo 1 or 2. But overall, like I said before, guys, definitely tell me your opinions down below. It's still overpriced, okay? It's still way overpriced, and I'm not going to get off that point of $90 for this case is absolutely ridiculous. This case right here is a solid $30-$40 case at most. But I mean, listen, if you're gonna, you know, protect your device, it costs $1,500. You're gonna protect your device, it costs $1,500, and you know, at the end of the day, if that does end up costing you $100, it costs you $100, and it kind of does suck because of the fact that, again, that is a crazy expensive price tag for, you know, what it is. But as they say, it is what it is, right? So at the end of the day, you're gonna have to go ahead and spend a lot of money, but you're going to protect your device. And if you can protect this device and avoid any issue, and yes, a little bit of me dropping this phone twice. First time I ever dropped this phone, and I've dropped it twice. It happened to me with this case on, and this case protected it. So does that kind of sway my opinion on how I feel about this case? Absolutely yes. Because obviously, if I didn't have this case on, would I have broke my phone? Probably yes. I probably would have broke this phone, and I've been so freaking upset. But this case did actually protect my phone and save my booty. Save me $1,500. Now, I wouldn't have bought a brand new one because of that, but still, save me some money from having to get repaired or, fixed. And overall wise, I mean, cameras still work perfectly fine. There's no cover on the back here. It is raised up a little bit, which of course does go ahead and raise, not above the, actually no, it does, it raises like 0.3 centimeters above the camera lens, so that's protected. Inside obviously has cutouts for the cameras, so you don't have to worry about those being messed up and displayed. So I'm gonna say overall wise, when I first gave my review after 3 days, give this a 4 out of 10. After using it for a week, give this a 7 out of 10. I'm gonna give this a 7 out of 10, and I think if you get a correct discount or you get a correct price tag, this can be worth it. Anything $40 or less, this thing is an absolute 100% must. Anything above that, we're getting into dangerous territory where I just don't know if I 110% love the idea of having it. But again, like I said, it all is up to you and your budget. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.